problem I have is just how dominant they were on cash. But maybe they won't have the same sort of strategy enabled or ready for this overpass CT side. They've started on the T side though.
Yeah. Well, they had a dominant T side, what little of it we saw. So let's have a look as we go over to this one. Nade set up on Rezu. We got Armor as well on the other players. Team Revolution. Nothing too special early on. We are just going to be seeing CeX take control of that party area, or sorry, playground area, moving up towards long, and a bit of a couple of players down towards B near connector. So this prompts me to believe either that the B player is going to be faking out with the nades, or we're going to be seeing a connector rotation. But one or the other, probably going to be the first one, the former, as the a bomb makes its way up long. The other player starts rotating back out through the connector, and they just charge over A. There's going to be Dream first to face here. He falls down through the bank and starts to recoup array with the rest of his team. Goes for that first fight. It will be Cookie to fall first, but Breeze at least picks one up with a USP, moving in towards the site. There's 3 CTs here on the other side. CeX still hitting shots, so Hems will go big with 3 kills out of absolutely nowhere. No idea how that happens. Howls trades. Hems looks in for more, but Howls will fall down. And Hems, wow, that's a pistol round.
Yeah, big pistol round as well, because over on that T side, it's more just denying money over towards Team Revolution, because having that sort of rotational AWP available is always important. The aggression that you can show over towards that party area is a nice thing to have as well, and also just utility in terms of retaking sites, because a lot of the time not having a smoke in those late round scenarios, especially when retaking A, makes things nigh on impossible. So just denying that for the CT side. Obviously they are going to invest into some pistols, look for a little bit of aggression over towards long, and they've taken control of the connector as well, or at least their side of it. However, they are going to be challenged in just a moment from LS, who's looking to farm up some cash with his Mac 10.
Cash he will farm, but only one as Whisk trades, so the CZ75 Link does pick up another kill in the meantime. And right now it's just Revolution trying to get something done, what little they can with these pistols. Rezu going to drop into the connector, good timing from there, caught Whisk off guard. And that's another kill coming the way of CeX. It's a 4-on-2 right now. I mean, we've seen Revolution throw away a couple of 4-on-2s, but CeX, they've been pretty successful over on the first map. So now the charge up towards A. Flash goes over, gives him a little more leverage moving in. Dream will fall on the stairs, and now Hal's trying to rotate back off B, but looking to probably just hold onto this armor, try and get something done in the next round, because a retake is not going to be possible. And CeX have a lot of rifles to play with, so even less reason to try and contest this one as he falls back towards a T-spawn.
Just going to look to hold on to his CZ. If he can find any weapons, that would be nice. The only one drop so far is a Mac 10, so probably won't be making too much of a change to their purchase going into the next. And, well, they do already have Dream, actually Cookie saving up a little bit of money, so I imagine it'll only be the single AWP. I don't know why you'd be investing into 2 so early on, especially on a map like Overpass, where a second AWP is possible, but I don't really feel like it's necessary whatsoever. I think one player I did used to enjoy playing that secondary was actually Rubino over on the B site, where he'd go for that short peek. But other than that, not a whole lot of players will look to actually pull it out. So I expect to only see 1. Now they do keep the CZ, so maybe a save of a rifle, that would be the best case scenario. If he can drop a couple of players, that's wonderful. But I don't see them winning this round in any stretch.
Not realistic at all, is it? But either way, they will bring in some aggression, try and swap things up as they start to push up towards short, long control as well, but it's just Rezu here with the UMP, so even if he falls, it's only going to be a UMP gain, but it doesn't even look like that's possible. 1 for him, CZ change, but Howls catches him during the switch, and they'll pick up some gun to play with, but it's a small victory here for Revolution. CeX is, as a result, charged into the B site with those first 2 picks, and they will get the bomb down, pretty much securing them the round. At this point, it's just how much damage can Revolution do? They may as well go for this, because there's not really too much reason to save. Maybe the armor, but he's going to fall down. Good boost. And Astro will get both kills, leaving just Breeze with the USP holding the outside of the connector. Not even damage done by Revolution into that round.
Yeah, they're going to drop 1 player, but the problem is that 1 player actually only had an SMG. Hemzik round the corner, almost gets taken down, but he holds onto his weapon, and that's the most important thing for the T side, not really losing any vital weaponry. Could even buy up an AWP straight into the round. As said, Dream is going to be the one to actually buy it over on that CT side. Flat rifles for the Ts. They could look to speed things up in round like this. A B push can be very effective because there's not likely to be a lot of utility. Incendiaries is normally something that takes a hit when you look towards a CT side going into their first proper buy round. But instead, actually just going to clear out Connect. A long presence coming out from the CT side themselves, which will give them a lot of info. The problem is they're going to have to rotate very quickly as look at all of these Ts building up towards B.
It's a nice play, but the issue is CeX is charging to B, so it has complete zero effect. Dream Flash, he's left in the Molotov, and Link takes him down, but How's on the site only going to find one. The thing is that long control really does work out if CeX have a standard setup and don't go for that fast B play, but instead it's just completely caught off guard, and that's the unluck of Revolution, as Rezu looks to bring a bit of a fight. Nice shot there onto Whisk. 4-on-2 now. This round is over. Revolution need to hold on to guns.
Yeah, that's not the type of round you want to be taking that aggressive push, though. Like, the idea is fine, but that's not the round you want to take it in, because it is, like, well, if I can predict it, I feel like they should be able to predict it. It's one of those rounds that people throw in all the time. If you know that they're not going to have utility, fast B is the prime way to do it. The chances of an incendiary being over towards that monster spot in that 4th round is so slim that, if anything, I'd rather see you send 3 players B and have someone spotting on A, and then maybe even having someone as a quick rotator on the site with some presence around the map. But going for an aggressive push on A, like, it might work out sometimes, but I just feel like the probability of that B side push coming in is so high in that round at least.
Sound analysis.
Yeah, it comes in every once in a while.
Yeah, on par with the mastermind of Ryan Olivier. Not quite up there, but he's still doing fairly well. A CeX round up a 4th round in a row on this second map. We've got Team Revolution. Just a couple of pistols around these 2 saved rifles. At least CeX didn't chase down these guns, so it gives a little more of an opportunity for not only damage, but also a round win potential for this CT side. But again, it's so low. Aggression from Dream is alone. If he goes down, there we go, no trade in sight. That's easy for LS. And CeX, they're just going to react by pushing 3 players quickly up through long. They've lost some of that A control. Typically, the connected player is going to be that A playoff, fast spawn. But even so, they're not going to commit towards the A site for the time being. Now it's just Cookie and Breeze, who's just rotated to join him. But again, look at the lack of long control here. This is the lack of information that Team Revolution are giving. While they will rotate a 3rd player over, taking that risk, which I do like to see on these ecos. They've lost so much time. Astro's managed to push himself all the way up long, and this could completely catch back Team Revolution. Look, Whis doesn't even, he's not even aware of the potential. Astro's pushed all the way up. Unfortunately for him, misses a shot, so actually gives away a really, really good position that he had, but even so.
Look at the bomb.
Yeah. They've not even committed. They may soon, though.
Yeah, the Astro's just selling a wonderful fake. That's the thing here. There's nobody in terms of rifles or weaponry over towards B. They had 1 player who went down very, very quickly, and now, well, the CTs are just going to be left to try and save their weapons once again. There's not really much of a chance, but actually, what is going on for the Ts?
Hello?
If they... Oh, there's no way that this is going to work out. I think the player holding the bomb has actually crashed out of the server.
No, Tom, this is a strategy. This is a strategy we're looking at. Flake's here. He's sitting here. He's on it. He's got his notepad. He's watching demos left and right. Link, stay in spawn. Don't you dare move. I'm kicking you from the roster. This is why CeX picked up Flakes. These exact reasons. Next level strategy. Doesn't work.
Poor level meme.
I think at that point you go kill your teammate and pick up the bomb, surely.
I don't think they had time anyway. If they left it quite late to go for that rotation, they had everything perfect. That's the problem, because they had played that round very, very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, not really anything you can do about that. He's crashed out of the game. They are going to give a load of extra money over towards their opponents as well, with the weapons they could save, and have a double up setup going into what would have been their sort of first round to try and take, but instead they're going to get a freebie round. So Team Revolution got to be pretty happy with that one. A little bit of luck going their way, and maybe it can even start them off on a bit of a streak.
Just not a way you want to go into that round. The round that CeX should never be losing. I wonder how long it took them to realise that Link had crashed. And that's the worst thing as well. Of 5 players in the server, 4 of them being alive at the time of his crash, it had to be the bomb player, didn't it? Had to be the bomb player. Obviously, no one to blame there. You can never predict that, but not too sure what's going to be happening at least. You know what this is, Tom. Again, I'm wrapping back around to it. It's Flakes DDoSing his own teammate. He wants to come in and play. He wants to join the team. You know it's true. You can shake your head, but you know it's true. And I would, for one, be in full agreement with that decision. An upgrade to any team.
Yeah, everybody needs an AK2 in their roster. And that may sound like a joke, but he genuinely is AK2.
Yeah. Not a matchmaking grinder, clearly.
Oh yeah, no. He plays all the time.
4,001 games, still Master Guardian.
Yeah, 4,000 wins, 8,000 losses. Slightly better than CEX's record in the past. The HLTV stats are quite funny if you look at them, because I don't even think it's this roster, and I think it's just like lost. But they're looking like they are going to have their sort of first HLTV win, unless Revolution can turn things around, and there's got to be a bit of a confidence boost. Although I feel like if you win a round where you didn't really deserve to win, you're not going to be like, yeah, well done, guys.
Yeah, good job. We lost like 3 players.
And they had the B site and the bomb.
That's the thing, though. I mean, CeX got really lucky with their side of the bracket, whereas other teams didn't so much. We look at the bottom side of the bracket, right? In the bottom side of the bracket, there were Vexed, Endpoint, Method, and Reason. Typically, I wouldn't look at Reason as one of those teams that are on par with Vexed, Method, and Endpoint, but they upset Method. They took that win, so you've got to count them, right? On the upper part of the bracket, there was CeX and Earl's Slutty Crew. That was it. Those are the only 2 teams I was really taking an eye on, and Earl's Slutty Crew only for the name, not for the actual players. So CeX are really the only, formidable team, in my opinion, up on the top half of the bracket. So they got really lucky.
For Earl or the Crew?
Bit of both. So realistically, looking at CeX, we kind of expected them to make it to the final here. And now we're looking at what I assume to be a Method CeX final is now turning into potentially a Endpoint CeX final. I mean, it could be Reason again. They've upset before. They could do it again. But in theory, you would assume it would be an Endpoint CeX final. So that would be actually quite interesting. But again, I'm not... Endpoint's got a fairly new roster, right? So it's kind of hard to make a prediction on that.
It's quite a brutal bracket as well, just because it's obviously single elimination. One team gets through.
And then one team from all of the European teams. Flake's Loud on the way? Come on.
Yes.
Come on, right. I'll send him a text.
Yes, come on. we want Flakes. We want Flakes. That's what. If everybody can just send a message to Flakes saying that he's needed in the server right now.
I just text him saying get in the server.
Then the beautiful Counter-Strike can truly begin.
That's when it gets fun. That's when it gets really fun.
Then again, though, they could just get a bot. They're probably just as effective.
That's what we're saying, though. Get Flakes. Honestly, they could probably play this 4v5 and still have a fair
Team
chance.
Revolution are going to come and get you.
Realistically, I'm not bashing Revolution. I'm just saying CeX are better. They 16-4'd that first map. Honestly, I think they would still... not to say they would definitely win, but they could probably win 4v5. I'll leave that chat open so people can see what's happening. You got to kill them. Oh, so they didn't even decide to go... They must have realised... I would have personally sent the player back to go kill Link and then take the bomb. But maybe... I'm not sure what point they realised. Maybe they had 20 seconds left and like, oh, we can't really do it. We should probably just kill everyone else.
Oh, just spoke to him.
Okay, he's coming back. Right.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yay!
Yay! That's not feign our interest. We wanted Ryan here. Who didn't? Dear oh dear, though. That's not a good way to start off the game, at least for morale for CeX.
I don't think they're going to be too worried about that one, I'll be honest. Because this is also a great chance for them to actually just go straight back and reset them. Because... well, they haven't been able to even just get a little bit of extra cash going forward. Like, Dream has got 2,000. That's the only difference because he was saving for an AWP anyway. And so far, he hasn't even managed to get himself a kill, which is definitely a little bit more of a question for him at least. Now we are obviously still just waiting.
Oh, yeah, that was something that interested me as well. I was just looking at the bracket to see if I was fully right, if this is like the only kind of top contender for this side of the bracket. But actually Radix was in this side of the bracket as well. They would have met CeX in the semis in this matchup if they beat Revolution, obviously. But they actually they forfeited their first game against Earl's Slutty Crew. Maybe the fear got to them. That's surprising as well, because that's actually I mean they did very well recently. Obviously if those aren't aware, you know, it's Dancy, Dom, Ozzy, Rom, and Dreaming. Big fan of Dancy. But,
I've only ever heard his name a couple of times, and it was very loud.
being screamed at us by Switchblade J. Those clips are insane, though. But yeah, I mean, realistically, Radix could
Bit
have
like
done
his
pretty.
hair. It's insane. I'm jealous.
You're jealous of anyone with hair, Tom, not just him.
No, just him.
Just
not,
him,
Not jealous
okay.
of your hair.
Oh, cheers, I appreciate
I've
it.
seen it in the rain. It's not pretty.
Don't pimp your Twitter for that video. But
Yeah, make sure to go check out my Twitter.
yeah,
#sellout.
it's Hugo TV. But yeah, no, Radix could have done really well as well here, considering they weren't on the side of the bracket with Endpoint, Method, and Reason. They were just on the side of the bracket, basically with RevolutioN and CEX, and I assume they would have been Rev pretty easily. And then CEX versus Radix, I assume goes Radix's way, but could go either way. I don't know. Interesting. It's a shame they actually defaulted because, again, who really knows? But we will be hopefully getting our 5th player. Oh, he's back. Perfect. Okay, we're jumping back into the game, guys.
Wow. He's back in, I'm guessing, TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I'm not in the server.
Or
but
any other voice chat software which is available. They're probably using, like, MSN Messenger.
what, typing?
You could have voice call on MSN Messenger.
Could you? Sorry, I was never at that level, Tom. Not that stats
God.
yet. I was more of a kind of
MSN
like,
noob.
you know, slow graph, type graph kind of guy.
You played the long game.
Okay, right, Ryan, get him in here. His net's died. His net's died. Get him in. Flakes. Whisk knows what's up. Get a stand in.
Get standing. Oh,
I'm so
come on.
excited. I'm so excited. Flakes hasn't read my message on Facebook.
He's probably warming up.
he's doing
He's
the
got
DM
his training montage. Like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. He's been waiting for this moment his whole
I
life.
messaged him earlier saying, "Are you playing?" And he was like, "No," really annoyed. And I was like,
He's been practicing. He's been casting Brazilian CS to get some tips, just like how to play that pure passion game.
Yeah, exactly. Screaming at the
He's
top of
gonna
his
take
lungs.
over as in-game leader as well. Just he's got that deep, raspy, inspirational voice to scream at his teammates when they don't make the plays that he wants. Just everything flakes.
I'm so ridiculously excited you don't even know. But he's not replying to my messages, so I hope he's actually contactable.
He's found someone new.
Yeah, he's cheated on me, clearly. I hope they actually do have contact with him, because otherwise, I'm not sure how roster locks work mid-game, but they might actually have to play 4v5. If Link can't rejoin, and Flakes isn't around, the roster for this team is only those 6. So they would have to be stuck playing either 4v5, unless there's a rule that says they can bring a stand-in, assuming someone drops. But I don't know if I don't think that's true. I don't think they can do that.
Come on. Oh, you're playing with our heartstrings, Astro.
Link really is not sure. My internet hasn't died yet. Just get him in. Don't give him the bomb. You'll be okay. Okay. Fine.
If he dies, we've got to stand.
Someone send me Link's IP, please.
That's bad.
You can tell Team Revolution want Flakes in because they know it's their only recipe for success. If Ryan joins, it's their only way to get into the game.
Yeah, because he's toxic.
That's where I was going. Not that he's Master Guardian.
To be fair, I think he is better than Master Guardian. Ish.
I would disagree.
I think he's at least DMG.
Oh, that's not exactly a compliment, though. Why are we putting on the matchmaking ranks? Welcome back, Link. We're back into
He's
the
level
game.
1 on Face It.
See, these are the kind of games where usually I would throw to a break. Like if we had
Rank
this kind
F on ESCA.
yeah.
I don't even know if it
That's
goes
not a
that
thing,
low.
it's D minus.
They gave him a new one.
And everyone knows rank D minus is top tier rank. These are the kind of matches where I usually throw just to a break, but I love just sitting here with my good friend Tom talking about UK Counter Strike.
Where is he?
Fun. I don't know. You're funny. At least put it on for the cameras, Tom. Come on. We shared a bed last night for a reason.
I would like to point out there was a significant gap in between, and I have high standards. Right, we're back
Anyway.
in. Link has managed to get into the server. Hopefully his net will die so we can get flakes in. But there is an AWP. Obviously a round actually going the way of Team Revolution. Completely deserved. Weren't going to lose it. But they were going to have a buy anyway. So this is the moment we're at. Chance to be reset, which could, in fact, give a little bit of an advantage over to CeX if they manage to do it. And they still have a bit of cash actually remaining at the moment.
Double will be interesting to see, because we didn't see too much of that over on their CT side of cash. Or any of that, for that matter. So, interested to see if this actually switches anything up. They actually, looking like they're swapping the players here. Breeze is moving back up, but he actually sits in towards a heaven as Dream falls back off of long. And CeX will congregate back towards T-spawn. Specifically, Rezu taking the bomb this time, at least. And they will start to head their way outside of B, but with no kind of lurk, no kind of flank. It seemed like a full just smoke commitment. However, this could be perfect, because look at how many players on the site. Only 2. Whisk is going to get spotted. First beat comes out. Spray from Whisk, but only a single kill. Looked like he could have lined up more there. Breeze has rotated back in with the AWP, but still it's a 3-on-3. Smokes need to be deployed, but they don't have any left. Dream, he takes another one with the AWP, and now the bomb going down, but CeX in a man disadvantage.
Yeah, looking to try and get back in onto the site. Utility being expended. They've got a couple of kits to go with as well. Hemzik actually using the smoke to his advantage, but it's going to fade away before he can really do too much. Smoke out. I don't think that does anything. In fact, just going to land behind them. A Breeze will hit the shot. Final comes in for Cookie as well. And maybe that is just a little bit of a boost that they needed to get themselves a second round. So 4-2, as said, enough money, especially with the bomb plant. That's going to help them out wonderfully to make it possible to get a buy into the next, and maybe even another round off the back of it as well. If they continue to get bomb plants, I don't doubt. So 4-2. As said, CT side, they will be able to have a buy in this round. They kept 3 players alive, so it's not bad in terms of their money. And now they're going to look to try and continue this streak.
No reset as well, which is CX's best chance to really just destroy Revolution. Yeah, if they got that round, they would have just screwed their money over for the rest of the next 2-3 rounds. Flakes would have won that round. But Connect control taken early on. We do have a bit of CT aggression over towards the toilets. Cookie's pushed up. Breeze supporting with the AWP. So actually, Cookie doesn't really need to watch his close position too heavily, because Breeze should have it on lockdown in theory, but maybe communication. Smoke is down. Wants to be aware that no one's pushing through it, but as it starts to dissipate, we will see this push come out of Connector. Breeze misses a shot, he falls back, so now Cookie's got to be aware that they can push him in through the door. Sees the first guy. There will be some information gained here for the Revolution side, but no commitment to the fight just yet as CeX, they start to take control, but at least Revolution are kind of getting information off of this one. They know what's kind of being shown by this T side. They know that they're taking the toilets control, they're aware, and as a result, they should be rotating a third player over, but still nothing coming in.
No, they have.
Ah, they're finally making its way up.
Yeah, they got both AWPs now, actually over towards this site. However, Rezu gonna pull at least the first back. They're making a lot of noise though, and now with the flashbangs coming in, the push will come out. Link knows there's a player, actually just swipes across and manages to get himself the headshot, but it's only a trade. Back to this 4v4 situation. LS will be the next to push. Trying to get that bomb down before the smokes fade is going to be crucial for them holding on to this round. And now the T's can just fall back. The retake just got a whole lot harder. Yeah, and still an AWP left on the Hems as well. He's been doing very, very well in the previous map, so let's see if he can continue when it matters. Holding on to the bank. Howes is on the other side, ready to push out with the AK. Jump spot, almost a flick landing, but not going to quite connect. The second shot will, however, as Breeze runs in, attempting to trade. Still 2 AWPs on the CT side. This is so difficult for the retake, but they will land the shots. Breeze and Dream both picking up kills. It's now going to be 2 players remaining. LS will get the first, but the bomb's being stuck. Whiskey's fully on it. He's got 2 seconds remaining. They're not going to stop him, and he gets away with it, winning the round for Revolution. CeX almost had that in the bag, but they're just going to fall short. Yeah, still, they've made things very costly. I think that double AWPs, I think this is the one sort of after plant position where it can help, and that's just because when you see the sort of A site hold, it's normally plant the bomb and fall back, just fall into these positions. So having AWPs to just pre-fire some of the angles can actually work out for them, and it did. Breeze doing a wonderful job. CT side now going to take some aggression of their own over towards water. Not going to spot anything out. It's very passive from the T's. They've just fallen all the way back, and I wonder, maybe they're a little bit rattled after that situation of 4v4 retake over on A. It shouldn't be possible, but, well, it was in that scenario.
Flash and fall back. CeX moving down towards B once again. Lost the post plant last time they were here. But this time they have smokes. The previous time they kind of used all of them early on over towards that A site and still didn't get anything down. Meaning that they lost 2 or 3 members on the cross moving in towards B. This time they're just going to sneak in. No smokes used. Whisk is playing close, but he has the support from Barrels. House will spot them. Whisk jumps out and pounces, gets himself one. Again the trade, but House is still there on the Barrels. One for him. As the push comes up through short, they try and split onto his position, but the Molotov not going to work out. House peeks just before it bursts and takes the frag. Astro will trade pushing up through short, and LS supporting, but the smokes again, it's not good enough. He's getting sprayed through them. They need to finish it. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Even with the smokes down for CeX in that round, they don't manage to really get anything done. They just get sprayed on through them, and they lost all that control towards long. I think that's the second time they tried to sneak up, and even if Whisk has only got 1 kill, House is there to support, so that's more than what they need. He picks up a double and instantly shuts down that B monster control, and now CeX left in an awkward economical state.
Yeah, this is the first time we've actually had to see them eco so far in this game, so a streak coming out from Revolution. Again, this is what we saw previously, though. They manage 4 rounds in a row. They get broken. The strategy is reverted by CeX as they realize what's going on. However, over on the T side, it is a lot easier to get bogged down. So, still possible.
Ooh.
Push coming out. Dream going to be caught with that AWP in hand, which will hand it straight over to Astro. Cookie, he's going to fall as well. This AWP doing all of the work. Now, well, the rotation is going to look to try and come back in over towards this A site from the CT side at least, but the Ts, they've not dedicated at all.
Style points for Astro there. Little 360. And CeX, they may be mind gaming themselves, expecting a full rotation maybe from Revolution over on A after losing the first 2 picks, but it's only a solo player, and now with the bomb sitting in connector, if they go down and commit towards B, this could really hurt them, but it will finally change its course, moving back up to the toilets. Only 1 smoke to play with. Astro will throw that out. Perfect positioning on the stairs. Breeze either has to commit or has to reposition towards bank, and he will go for the former, pushing into the site, trying to take down these armorless players. He sprays down a lot of damage, but it's not the kill. The bomb getting planted in the meantime, and now Revolution left with 2 players to retake. While there is no armor on a multitude of these players, the rifles have been picked up, and shots should connect if Revolution committed, but it will just be them holding onto their guns. CeX, they pick it up off of an eco. Astro going big and opening up that A site for the team.
Yeah, that's sort of a big mistake sort of round. I'm not sure if they quite had the read on the economy. I suppose if you see, what, 3 or 4 in a row, you sort of expect them to have a decent amount of cash and maybe just thought that they were going to continue to force into the next couple of rounds, but instead they go for some aggression and just allow those pistols, or the pistol of Astro, to actually get an AWP, and they were always fighting a losing battle from there. It looked like it may be possible for Breeze to actually do something with the rifle, but he had so many players to aim at, it looked like he just got stuck in a sort of swinging contest as he wanted to finish things off, and, well, saving those 2 rifles is going to actually make a massive difference for them going forward. But they lose this round, they're back to that sort of same problem we saw on the previous map, and CeX will probably run away with this.
You can only expect, but again, let's have a look. Aggression from Dream with a UMP there. We have some connected controls. Well taken from Cookie, and that's a good way to start off. Does take 1. Hal's pushed up towards B short, but look at the amount of support. He's got 3 players in the vicinity as he picks up a single kill. And with no trade coming out after Link's demise, now suddenly things fall into question. CeX losing the first 2 picks, while they still do remain with that AWP and plenty of utility on the surviving players. They've not really done a huge amount of damage in return.
Rezu actually going to go pushing towards B, which, considering how much information the CTs now have, there's 4 players and a player flanking. So this round should be over. If CeX managed to get out of this one with a win, I think Revolution should probably disband. That would be the worst round I think I've ever seen in my life, because they have every single piece of information. And there we go, just going to clean things up. Dream to get himself the double. Rezu now the only one left alive, and he's pretty much completely surrounded. Got to just pray for a miracle here, waiting for someone to try and push into his crosshairs to at least do a little bit of extra damage. Now with money on their side, they should be able to buy in the next round anyway, but a flawless round is going to help out the CT side magnificently. No disbanding today.
Well, you say that. Let's see how the day continues. Maybe after the match. Ooh, Hems. Can't afford the AWP, so he goes for the other scoped gun. The SG going to be brought out, the Krieg. The CEX look to maybe switch up the pace, head in towards B fast potentially. Just make sure Link doesn't have that bomb and you're okay, as don't want him to time out again. CEX taking that fast short control. This time we don't have any control from the Revolution side. Switching up the setup. They had a triple play here in the previous round, but nothing coming out. Not even connector. As Cookie falls back from short, makes his way towards the A site to join Dream. And CEX looking to just burst into B. They've not had a lot of success down through Monster, but let's see if it changes this time. They actually get counter-flashed. Can't commit to push. Just trying to bait out utility. Any kind of Molotovs on the CT side, but they're both over towards A. Both Cookie and Dream, the only players with incendiaries, are on that A site. So right now this is prime for the taking. CEX should be committing to this one sooner rather than later, as they realise that there should be no Molotovs inbound for Revolution unless we see rotations. But in the meantime, Astro's made his way up towards A to create a bit of a distraction before they commit towards B. He finds himself in through the smoke. With Cookie on the other side, he could potentially do some serious damage. Here's the Molotov go out. He knows he's close. There's the first, looking for more, but he doesn't have to. They should be able to charge into B now, and they will start. Howls and Whisk defending. First kills from them. Whisk will double down almost, but Link takes the kill. And now CEX pulling it back into a 3-on-3. Still, Astro remains in control towards A, and the bomb should be rotating to join him. There's only that solo AWP on Dream. And while the players are low, still they should be able to get the job done, but Dream denies another entry.
Yeah, Incendiary down as well with only 20 seconds left. They have to go running towards this site, and
no.
it is not happening at all. Dream, one by one, will pick them off and finishes things with a triple. Easy stuff for him, and they'll take the lead once again. T-side losing 2 rounds in a row. They do not have the money to invest into this next one. They will just have to save their money, and to be honest, they'll be able to get a pretty comfortable buy into the next round anyway. It will be at least rifles, a little bit of utility, and a bomb plant will pretty much secure them everything they need, although AWP, highly unlikely.
Pistols and a bit of armor. Charging up through long. Bit of defense. First AWP strike comes in. Dream will spot out Hems. But that was the Glock of the team, so he's going first. Doesn't really have too much of a loss. Nothing in his hand. Cookie is going to be up through short, but again, we've seen Astro cause so much damage here. Not going to happen this time. Cookie turns around for 2. Nice work. Tries to convert the spray, but there's no one there. Pistol pulled out, and Dream doing the damage as Cookie chases for the final kill. He will find it. Revolution, 7 rounds, and Cookie makes it away with 1 HP, but no death from the CT side.
Yeah, that's a big factor for them, because managing to sort of string the last few rounds together, we saw them go very, very close previously, so the one loss almost reset them, so not going to be overly worried as of yet. Either way, T's back again. SG, okay. It is a headshot machine, but haven't seen him do anything with it as of yet.
Again, this aggression play on long. We saw this earlier on in the map, actually into round 4. This time, nothing's there. CEX take it very, very slow before they take that fountain area, so actually Revolution get no information, and they know they have to fall back quickly, because if they commit to the 3 long and CEX spot that, they're just going to charge into B, knowing there's only 2 defenders, but not enough information grabbed for them to make that conversion. Utility is something you've got to watch out for on this T side, because again, they start to lose players, they lose a lot of utility. They only have 4 smokes across this whole team. Setting up outside of B once again. They need to get these entries. They need to land their shots. There's not any Molotovs on defense other than onto Breeze. CEX. They really are taking their time. Finally, the smoke will rain on in. Risk and House on the other side. House doing damage. Risk is going to be fully blinded, and he goes down. Both of them actually fall into the hands of Rezu and LS, and while the SG will spray away, the bomb is going to cross towards the site. Breeze still in the site. 2 for him. Make that 3. Looking for the 4th as well, as Hems is stuck alone on short. It's a 1 versus 3. It's not looking doable, and it won't be. Cookie dunks him. And Revolution. Suddenly this CT side is looking a lot more dangerous, and at least over on cash.
Well, yeah, they've already got themselves the half. That's something at least. It does have to be said that it was their T side that looked very flat. They lost 11-4. I feel like going on to a CT side and then losing the pistol, you have to be sort of very demoralized anyway. We didn't really get to see their CT side at all. So maybe it's the CT side where they're a little bit more prominent. Astro, however, again, pistol seemed to be his friend at the moment. He'll get that first kill. pick up a rifle as well. Look to continue on. They've got connector control, but the rest of the team actually just going to go barreling towards this A site. Dream is there to deny the first and going to peek back towards Long with a second for himself as well. And the bomb plant now looks very unlikely going forward unless they can do something crazy with the Glocks.
Whisker's rotated in as well. Might be able to even stop this bomb plant. Chases it, doesn't check his left corner, but he actually stops it. That's pretty important for money. Holds back CEX in the economy game, and the bomb is stuck in the middle of the site. No flank coming out, but Astro needs to get himself a pick, or Link at least, because this needs to be a 2-on-2. Otherwise, the retake is going to be so simple. Good utility usage, but they charge on out without support. And Breeze, he is going to be able to get the trade after Astro finds Hals, leaving just Link with a deagle. Nothing for him. Dream has a massive round, 3 kills for him. And Revolution, 9-5. At least CEX get that money from the bomb plant. Combined with the loss bonus is going to be... They have a lot of cash, but they've not been seeming to get anything done over on this T side.
Yeah, it's only really been Astro. Last few rounds at least, and that's only really been in rounds where he's had a pistol. In the actual buy rounds, he's not had much impact either, so... Yeah, their T side not looking particularly good, so... I am sort of leaning towards what I was saying earlier, where I'm not sure if either of these teams particularly play this map. A lot of the time, they haven't been playing with rotations. They've been sort of gambling towards either side. And the only rounds where we really saw them do it was the round where they actually lose a player from the server, and it loses them the round. So it's been, well, a lot of the time just, okay, we got to pick towards A, let's push A. Or we've got to pick towards B. Or they've got to smoke down, let's run through it. Like that's not really strategy. That's just go B, A. Like, I don't know about you, but I think we have to definitely blame the coach in that situation.
Yeah, Flakes needs to step up.
He needs to start writing some strategies down.
He watches enough Brazilian CS. He should have himself some strats. Talking of Flakes as well, he just replied to my message a few minutes ago saying he was away for 15 minutes during the whole Link timeout drama, and that's the 15 minutes he should have been here. He would be playing right now.
Not watching the game. What a terrible coach.
I know, he didn't even hear our jokes. Poor Ryan, missing out clearly. But
ooh. Hello, Whisk.
Hello, Whisk, indeed. Cookie may be overrun here. They're going to start to filter out through the smoke. He sprays, he prays, but he won't connect the shot today. As 2 players sit on B, Team Rev with a triple A play right now thanks to that connector control back off, and now Breeze, he's going to be overrun. He doesn't realise they wrap, turns to his right, but Link is there. First kill. Hal's trying to stay alive in the site, but he gets dropped as well. Nice double entry from the CEX player, leaving just 3 now for Revolution. It's the final round of the half. They have to go for this one, but it's frankly looking over.
Yeah, retaking this B site is very difficult, but they do have a lot of utility to play with. The incendiaries could just be there to clear things out. The problem is the T's are using theirs to deny the pushback in. Whisk gets himself a double, actually turns it into a 2 versus 2. But Dreamy needs to try and find one of these players with the AWP, or just his 5-7, but it doesn't matter. Hemzik already getting 1. Link will finish things off with a quad kill in the round, massive from him. And he actually hits the top of the board, even considering what happened earlier in the game and his complaints about loss, but... I don't know if I believe him on that. It's just excuses.
Well, they win the round. That's all that's important. 6 for CEX. I don't know. Underwhelming after seeing such a huge performance over on Cash.
It's T side. I think their CT side should be the better of the 2.
I think, is it more that CEX will have a good CT side, or is it that Rev will have a bad T side? Okay, this isn't their map pick.
I think it's really, like, I don't like saying it, but I think this is going to matter so much about momentum. I think if they get themselves going, they just start hitting their shots on the entry kills, then maybe they can find something. Like towards the beginning of the last game, like if they get the first 4 rounds, that leaves them very close to the end of the game. Even if they only then manage to pull off a couple of buy rounds, some cheese rounds that they can throw in along the way, then this game could go in their favour. The problem is, for stars, they have to win themselves the pistol, which... I don't think they've won a single pistol so far. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost certain they haven't.
No, you're right.
So, if anything, CX should be ready to just even things up again. But there's always time for change. And, hopefully not too long. I'd like to get back into the second half.
Yeah, this has been riveting. Very, very interesting. But I'm interested to see how the second half goes. If we take it to 3 maps, potentially Rev could get something done. But at the end of the day, I can't see them winning this series. It would be a huge upset. That being said, again, we've already seen upsets. I've already mentioned, Method getting taken down from Reason was pretty huge. So, carrying on. Maybe CeX will get taken down by Rev, but I don't imagine.
Damn it, Liam.
God damn Liam.
Get Ryan in.
He doesn't piss, he plays. This man's got his focuses. He's been awake for 27 hours. That's actually, well, very random number, but he's actually not gone to sleep yet.
Oh.
From last night.
Oh,
He's a
rebel.
mad lad. He's casting Brazilian, then Australian CS. Now he's on UKCS. He's doing all the developing countries.
Ghana coming up soon.
Ghana coming up soon. Heard Sri Lanka need a coach. Maybe he'll be going there. You never know. It's
Well,
just
I have a decent idea. I don't think he'll be coaching them. He's already a coach. CeX. They need him at the moment. Win pistol, win game. That's probably what we'll be saying.
let's win.
Let's win. The classic Hugo Byron strategy.
Always works in matchmaking.
I can confirm it does not.
Oh dear. This is the longest toilet break I've ever seen. Do they have a team house or something? Is something going on?
I think we need to maybe turn off the chat for the next one.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm enjoying it. Well, sword fights are over. Let's see if pistol fights are any better. Revolution moving over to that T side. We've got 9 rounds in favour for these guys. CeX slightly slower. As LS, a kit and a smoke. Everyone else on the armour. I imagine Hems will be joining as well. And utility only potential on Risk and Cookie.
I don't think their previous pistol strat involved any utility whatsoever. So
On the CT side? Or are you talking about CX T side?
On the T side. No, I mean in the previous
map.
previous map. They didn't have any. It was flat pistols and Kevlar. So getting a smoke in at least. And the Tech 9 actually dropped over towards Dream as
Good
well.
choice.
So gonna try and get that raid boss going. Same as last time, LS, just with the smoke in the kit, and that was massive in the pistol round on Cash, that he was able to just defuse the bomb without anybody really doing anything. They've gone for the aggression over towards A to find info, and then they pretty much stacked over towards this B side, and just playing the range game with the USPs. Rezu is going to be able to get a second. As said, they still have that smoke already to try and go for the defuse, and Rezu's actually going to get another one through it.
This is a good setup for CeX. Hems backs off, doesn't commit to the fight. Now he's going with a team with the retake. As House tries to defend from long. He falls down to Rezu. Rezu's going massive here. He gets 3. Astro cleans up House as well, and CeX pick it up. I like that. Right, they go for that long play. They get the aggression going on the CT side. They lose a man, they trade it. Then instantly Hems, instead of committing to the fight, he just falls back towards short, and they go for the retake as a team. Rev have no split towards short. They can't take down Hems, and as a result, they have another thorn in their side, another player to worry about. And CeX pick it up cleanly on the retake. So nice stuff there on the CT side. Rev now, unfortunate for them, this could be, as you talked about, the momentum starting to kick in for these CTs. Just pistols over on the Rev side, no armor. Barely anything to play with here.
Pretty much just working for another bomb plant. Astro looking to pad his stats, but actually, Howes will get 2. They've left something behind though, unfortunately. So they're going to have to run back and try and get that bomb to get it down. But Howes actually continuing to do a decent amount of damage. The P250 is doing a lot of work. And you have to remember, this is saving for a buy in the next round. So they could absolutely crush CeX in terms of what they can buy. Luckily, they will at least be able to do some extra damage and do it with SMGs as well and pick up an extra FAMAS. But this is the perfect chance for the reset for either team.
This is especially brilliant for Rev, right? Because CeX lose all those players in that round, and they didn't buy up 5 SMGs. They were expecting to hold on to those guns. They spent money on the FAMASes and the utility as well as a couple of rifles. So now looking at this buy, what should be a full rifle buy, or almost, has 2 UMPs, 2 Cruxes. And utility is held back somewhat. They do have the kits, which I do like, but even so, this is actually a really good, as you said, a really good opportunity for Rev to make some money and pick up a round.
T side falling back into much more of a default, playing patiently, waiting for the CTs to come to them. Now, in terms of the buy, they should know that there's going to be some limitations to it. Still plenty of kits, at least, so not going to have any trouble defusing the bomb. It's more all the utility and actual weaponry that they may struggle with. Obviously, with UMPs, at least now, they do have to play slightly closer range angles, although there's still a little bit of BS in terms of able to just hit those headshots at range. In terms of the T side, they're actually going to go rotating back towards this B side. Still a little bit of presence towards this A side of the map, with the underpass being taken. And, well, actually they are just going to all fully rotate. But 3 players are going to be there waiting for them, so not a bad read whatsoever.
About to walk on him. Link spotting the first. Dream will take the headshot. Nice sneak play, and they actually get caught out by LS, but only one quick trade. Rezu still here on short, pushes up aggressively, and if he just stays alive here, it's going to be a bit of an issue, but Whisk wants to chase the kill, cleverly so, does find it. Bomb planted, Molotov not stopping that at all, and they back off all into short and long. This is going to be very difficult. Cookie's pushed up in the meantime, and while Hems will trade that single kill, he's only got a kit and a FAMAS to work with, no utility to hold off these players. But very similar story for Revolution, only a flashbang on Breeze. That being said, they should be able to double peek and trade effectively to make this round mere impossible. But Hems, he might stick the bomb. He jumps on it. They're going to realise. They chase it, but he's only got a second left. Peeks out, does the damage, but Breeze will trade. Good work there from Revolution, and they pick up the round. Right as we said, they need to do this. They show us, you know, what they're made of at least, and they really screw over CeX in terms of economy.
Yeah, just the amount of damage they were able to do in the last round just pays so much in terms of dividends. And while CT side, a complete eco. Now going into the next, they've got a little bit of extra cash. You can see Link actually with 3,900, and we saw how effective the AWPs were when it came to their CT side. That was the big thing for them. Getting those AWPs made a massive difference. Now their attempt to go aggressive is going to end with Breeze. He's actually going to go down, so that's decent. They've got themselves an AK. Holding on to that into the next round would be huge, because their money's already limited as it is. House, he's going to spot out the teammate of one of the CT, but it doesn't matter. Gets both armorless players, so not really too much of a problem. Rezu is actually going to be rotating back. Now, I want to see him save this rifle, but it looks like he has other ideas.
The hero play will not work out. Cookie removes his face, and now 2 remain here for the CT side, Link and LS. And there's no reason to save, they've got nothing to hold on to. Link actually grabs himself the rifle off of Rezu's body, and he will run for the hills with that. Cleverly so, as LS looks for an exit. Plays it a little more passive, won't run into the site, looking to catch Rev as they move off of the bomb. But if they play this right, they should all be exiting together, so even if LS does pick himself up a kill, he can't grab the rifle before he's traded. He accepts it, at least. He accepts the aggression.
Well, that doesn't really have a choice. He got absolutely ruined in that situation. Link should be able to hold on to the rifle though, so that's a big bonus for them. He's going to be able to buy anyway, but someone like Astro, who, as said, at least on the T side from what we saw originally, was one of the only players really stepping up. So I think him having an extra AK here, or even an AWP, that's going to be an interesting factor as well. That allows them to have all that sort of extra utility on the AWPer. Only 1 kit and still 2 UMPs in play, which again is sort of the suffering they have to endure for not able to string those extra rounds together. And, oh, of course, not a huge amount of loss bonus as of yet.
But again, Rev set up early outside of B here. No monkey business. As they take their short control, there's no aggression from CEX here. We've not seen any of that, neither on Cash, neither on Overpass really, on their CT side. While LS is playing close with a bit of support from Rezu again, he's stuck with the UMP, not the most long-range gun, but we will start to see this push come through. LS, he's going to be stuck alone. CX, losing members, but Link will chime in with a double kill. Hems is going to trade a single one with the AWP as well, and actually picks up 2, leaving just Breeze pushing in through short. He's now 1-on-4, and he will just get overrun. CEX are going to pick it up, 9 rounds on that CT side. And Rev, no bomb down. Money is going to be limited, but they can afford a half buy at that.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised by the fact they're not going to overly invest in this situation. Dream will be able to get an AK, but they could have tried to fight this back. Of course, there were 4 players surviving for the CT side, so they've got a little bit of extra money, but this was a decent chance to actually reset their opponents. They're going to instead use the round buffer that they have, and, well, going forward, if they can at least do some extra damage, which they've been excellent at so far on this T side, maybe they'll be able to reset them in the next round. Instead, you have to look to the CTs. They need to hold on to as much as possible. So far, well, not bad, but actually they're getting pretty close. Astra is there to support, already losing another, but that is lovely stuff with the USP. Eventually, Breeze will be there to trade. Couple of players lost, which isn't the end of the world, and the AWP will be picked up as well. So 11 to 10, but now there's a buy. Now there's investment. It is only going to be rifles, and, well, the Dream is going to have exactly enough to get himself an AK with armor. But if he just, well, I suppose you could say if he didn't invest into the AK in the last round, he could have had a full set of utility or even an AWP.
Look at this aggression already. Hems pushed all the way up. No teammate even close to trade. It's a risk-reward play, and considering the Rev setup is actually perfect for this. There's only Breeze here, so it's just a straight-up one-on-one, no trading. Not that should be a thing anyway, but we'll see what happens. He flashes off, falls on back, and no pick coming out for either side as the connector control is taken by Revolution. Starting to move their way up towards the A site, and this is a good way to at least take their way up through short without taking the risk of an aggressive or peek through the party area. But they still do have to worry about toilets because we do have players in the vicinity. Astro just sitting towards the back lines, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, Hems still supporting with the AWP from long. Smoke goes down. Rev just taking their time on this one. 45 seconds left on the clock here, and they've not really got any map control to play with. This is the kind of point where we may see some CT aggression. Astro, he's going to push himself close, and a resmoke possible here, but they are just on the other side. They will hear the click of the pin, and now they know he's close. They may be able to play off that information as well.
Yeah, that position could be absolutely massive from Astro. It's so late into the round as well. If he drops the bomb, there's only 20 seconds left. I think they've spotted him on the edge of the smoke, though, or they should have at least heard it, and everybody's just going to cross paths as they make their way over towards A. He's sort of missed the position, but he does catch that bomb. Only 10 seconds remaining now. Link is going to be spraying in the meantime. Rezu's still in the back lines as he manages to take one down, but the T's will plant the bomb with seconds to spare. Back to a 2v1. Somehow they've managed to make things work, even with the perfect flank in. I have no idea how they managed to get the bomb down there, but LS, 1v2, looking for Breeze. If he can get the first, he's got a massive chance in this situation, as Dream is so low on HP, but he doesn't have a kit. I think he may have just picked one up, however, so it gives him much more of a chance. Dream, is he going to be baited in this situation? He will have been able to spot the bomb. So no, he's just going to sit back and actually throws the Molotov out. That should be enough to win him the round. Smart stuff from him. Doesn't overface, even managing to just hide from LS in this situation. And Team Revolution somehow will squeeze out this round.
To LS, that looked like Dream wasn't even peeking as well. He didn't spot him once there until the end of the round. Dream was just jiggle peeking over from that toilet's position, but LS was wrapping around through the right side, meaning he did not see even his barrel stick out just once. So he only knew he was there when he saw the Molotov go down, and at that point, as you said, it was too late. Very unfortunate timing. But Rev, I mean, they're doing this, Tom. They got 16 forward over on Cash, but now they're bringing it back on the opposing team's map pick. This is a surprise.
12 to 10. CeX, they have themselves a bye once again. The loser of this round is going to be sent to Eco Town, where they have to live for a couple of rounds. However, Emzik will start things off with the AWP. In the meantime, the push looking onto that B site. Another one for the AWPer. Make that a third. And while LS will chime in at the end, but it's a complete shutdown from a bit of a lucky round, a close round, to one that looks like a slaughter. And Breeze, well, he's got to move like the wind if he's going to try and hold on to this one.
That was a terrible joke. Dear oh dear. Well, at least CeX are back on the board. That was looking very, very close, but now getting that reset may revitalize them. Revolution, their money's going to be gone, so that is unfortunate, as they have to force things up here with just pistols and armor. It's To be honest, now going into this one, this may really lead CeX to bring this away over the finish line. They'll pick up this one very, very likely, considering they're not up against much. And not only will that equal out, but then Rev will have to eco. And oh no, Rezu, that is disgusting. Anti-eco, but it still counts for the HLTV rating, Tom.
Easiest ace of his life. I'm sure there's a couple of YouTubers who do like quickest aces. I think that's got to be up there. That was a matter of seconds before he wipes out every single player. Nice little confidence booster as well for him as he now moves to the top of the board. And that will be 12-12, and there's now nothing. That was an investment from the T side. That was them spending every single penny that they have, and they didn't even achieve damage. They just got slaughtered. So now going to try the same again with even less. And they're pushing into 2 players over towards long, and 1 player sat on short as well. This is, again, just going to be a wipeout.
This is why you pick up AKs as a CT. Just so much damage. 2 rounds in a row, we see Rezo and we see Astro just go big. That is a positive spin on things for CeX. A way to play their anti-ecos as we go 13-12, just taking the lead as Rev go back in for their buy. They've got to pick this one up, otherwise CeX may just run away with this one. We have the AWP on Hems taking that connector control just on the edge, pixels away from spotting Howls on the other side. But nothing will be sighted. As a short control is taken, if Astro gets forced back here by this control from the T's, Hems is going to be in an awkward spot. He either has to fall down towards B, take control towards short, which they don't have, or back off and take this fight. He's going to go for the latter as he moves up towards short. Flash comes in, they see him, but he only just knows where they are. Takes a spot onto Whisk, bit of damage, and he will fall down into B. And as a result, look at CEX's teamwork. LS pushes down through short and allows him to make a safe passage back towards that site. Doesn't let him get caught out by any lurk play that we had from Rev. So that's good to see from CEX, working together as a team, but it's not exactly going to be conducive to winning the round because they've still got no pick.
I'm a little bit disappointed that Howls doesn't do a bit more in that situation, because after the AWP shot was rattled off, he should have sort of been waiting for the AWP to try and fall back. He was in the perfect spot to actually do so, but instead maybe expecting some sort of aggression to connector. I'm not really sure, but it just sat back and...
Oh no.
Oh. Looking for that first kill. Smoke not going to allow anything of the sort. The push is actually going to be coming in over towards this B side. It's a bit of an elaborate ruse from Whisk. He's the low HP player. How's now looking for that entry onto the side, but the Molotov is just going to slow them down. Astro already getting one. How's will be there to trade things back. And actually, there's still just got to watch out for LS, who's sneaking around in the smoke. He's so close to denying that plant, but instead, Howls will get a triple and leave just 2 players remaining.
Astro picks up 1. Cookie's still low. This is still under question. It's doable for CEX as they push in. The smoke will dissipate for Hems. Allows him to peek, but not to get the kill as Cookie lands a headshot, leaving just Astro a 1v3. But he's got to fall back. Maybe able to grab the AWP over in heaven if he has a couple of extra seconds. And there is no smoke down, but he'll try and go for it. They start to chase. He's going to hear it. There's Cookie going down. And Astro...
Can't afford this.
Yeah, this is awkward. Really awkward. RevolutioN have done a huge job of managing to pick up this round because it has now put them into the driving seat once again. They have another bar on their hands, but CEX still have cash to fall back on.
Yeah, that was sort of a situation where you either need to be certain that you're going to take down that CT player or just keep your own weapons. I think that's set them in such a spot where if they now lose this round, they're even more screwed than they would have been before. Next to nothing saved up. CT side, after having a few flawless rounds, could even still buy into the next round. They're actually going to go for an early boost. Rezu in position. Won't be spotted out. Comfortable first kill. Doesn't even have to really face anyone. Just fade away. Take the first. And it has to be said, their B site, other than the last round, has looked the stronger of the 2. The AWP, however, has been doing work. And that's back over towards this A site once again. Remzik, in fact, looking for some rotations, expecting somebody to come from that connector after the first kill doesn't go their way.
CEX just whittling down the time as RevolutioN Don't want to concede just yet. Move back up towards that A site. Rotation comes out through connector. We still have Astro playing in the position that he has been doing while his triple boost is employed over on B. Allowing, let's see, I think Rezu, no? Think? There we go, we got there in the end. Being able to peek over the top here. Information can be gained, but nothing is coming through as they start to move up towards this A site. 2 players. Whisk will go over the top. Allows them a better angle, but again, they're ticking down time. They haven't got a pick, Tom. They haven't equalised this. It's still a 5-on-4 for favour of CEX. And now they need to hurry up and find their way onto the site. Whisk will push in through with the Molotov. Throws it down. Is going to be the AWP. Smoked off. Dream takes the first kill. Hems is still there, but he misses the shot. Pistol pulled out. Trying to spray into the smoke, but backs off. Allows them to plant with just 8 seconds remaining, and it will go down. The retake is now on for the CT side, but the T's, they've actually pulled it back into their favour, if anything. Hems is tagged up. No utility for either team, really. Cookie still sits close. First peek comes out. Whisk will be overrun. Cookie not able to trade from his position, but he will be able to refrag. Link goes down. 2 low players take the fight, but they succeed as Hems lands one with the AWP onto Cookie. The wraparound has come in from Dream as he's moved from long back to toilets, and Bree still sits here waiting. Flash through. He fights. He gets one. Looking for more, but he's caught between 2 targets. Dream, the last man to make this one work, but the time is too low. Surely he's won it. There's one. Rezu sticks the bomb, but it's going to be Dream to shut him down, and Revolution, they pick it up.
Again, though, it's so very, very close, and they actually lose every single player over on the T side, meaning, again, the reset is still there. It's still possible for CEX. 14-13. I have to say, like, coming down to 20 seconds, I saw 2 incendiaries left over on CEX. I thought that was it. There's no way they get away with this, but actually both players just not connecting their shots on the opening battles. Hems going to be going for that first, but can't find anything as of yet over towards the connector. CT side just looking to fall back as they take aggression over towards the B site instead. T's actually going to be given along for free. Now, it has to be said, CX haven't been overly challenging in that situation, in that position of the map. They've had a couple of rounds where they've gone aggressive, like, with multiple players. But in terms of just holding it in general, I'd say it's actually been a little bit lapsed from them. So this is free map control. Team Revolution going to take over. Of course, they get this round. They've at least guaranteed overtime. But Hemzik once again. AWP has got them that pick.
And he repositions back towards long as well. Exactly where Whisk is sitting. Hems realises he could have crossed, but aggression coming out either way. Astro pushes up. Whisk will be taken down, and Hems looking to support, but no one is there for the trade. Rev lose 2 early players. In the previous round, they lost 1 early one and still managed to pick it up, but this time it's looking a little more far-fetched. Astro still low, but it's not exactly a saving grace here for the T side as they start to move their way back down towards B. However, this is the right call. Look at the pre-rotation from CEX. They should realise this in a matter of seconds. They need to move back down towards B, especially with Rezu getting overrun. He gets himself one. It's not going to be enough, though, as Cookie trades, and still CEX sit in the driving seat as a rotation comes in, but too late. The bomb may get planted, but the Molotov, just in the nick of time, saves CEX and gets that reset onto Revolution. Look at that. Not exactly a hard reset, but it's enough because the money wasn't built up by Revolution. In the round that they did win, they didn't keep enough people alive to allow them to keep the cash.
Yeah, they lost pretty much everyone in that situation, and it looks like they are going to opt to force. Pause has been called in. Definitely need to try and talk this one over, think of a strategy. Maybe just go for something aggressive, but the last time they tried to rush B, they got slaughtered. The last time they tried to rush A, they got slaughtered. So you have to wonder what they actually choose to do in this situation. CT side are going to have all the utility they need, although it has to be said in early round scenarios, at least over towards the A site, they hold on to it. They don't throw it out, so maybe that's where they can sort of look to find their avenue of attack. The problem is they're just not going to have much to really go with it, and if they lose this round, they're going to have nothing in the next as well. So it's sort of unfortunate that the economy has played in this direction for Team Revolution. Normally you want to see the buyers coming in towards the end of the map to make sure that you can close things out. Instead, they've had their hard reset at that exact moment.
And what a way to go. If Revolution actually lose these next 2 rounds and they fall short here, that's got to be so upsetting. They've brought this one so close. Considering they got dominated over on cash, to actually manage to see them to take it to 30 rounds over on Overpass, that'd be a horrible way to go out without playing Mirage. but alas, that is the nature of the game. And we're not there yet. Revolution still have a chance, as slim as it may be. But right now, just consistency across the board from CEX. We have 3 hard hitters, but even Link and LS are pulling their weight too.
Well, yeah, Les has actually been like pretty sneaky in some of the plays he's done over towards that B site and denied what could have been a couple of easy rounds. Either way, unpause will be called. What I'm hoping for is that they just go for an aggressive A play, because that's where they've also had a bit more luck in terms of actually finding like the pistol kills as well. You have to remember, if you remove the sort of double USP headshot we saw coming out from Hemzik, they could have actually won that round with the pistols. So I'd like to see them go in that direction. Instead, it's looking like they're going for something a little bit more default, which, again, I think playing pick play against when you have pistols is mad. I think you've got to hope that the CTs make some sort of mistake, go aggressive, and you can get a weapon.
Just judging by the setup, it looks like they're going to go for some kind of fast A play and leave Breeze to catch connector rotations. If he can grab a kill with this UMP here, he can grab himself a gun, move back up, and then play the post plant from short. But still, they need to get on the A site firstly, and that's easier said than done, especially with the AWP in play here from the CT side. Hems has been ready to shut down as well with the position from Astro. These guys have had no issue with holding this A site, and even if they have, CX have been pretty good with rotation. So let's have a look. We don't have this connect control anymore from Breeze. He's not holding on. He's instead going to be moving in with the team to try and take control towards A. They will just burst it. They're just going to run onto the site. Screw it. Who needs strategy? Who needs smokes? They just push on through. Hems will take the first. Trade comes through, but Astro does land one before he falls back into the belly of the beast. More players asserting on his position, though, but he doesn't care. He takes another. Whisk is still there with a Tech 9. He will trade things back out, making this job a little bit easier for Revolution, but they're still down a man, and Whisk will make it one further as Breeze attempts to plant to clutch out a 1v3.
Gonna fake it. Oh, they could have lined up there. That would have been an absolute miracle, but instead, nothing achieved. No bomb plant, no money. Very little in terms of hope. 15 to 14. CX on their CT side have brought things back. Already managing to get themselves the trusty 9 rounds that we saw their opponents hit. And oh, are we going back to a B rush?
Dear oh dear.
This didn't work at all last time. Let's see if that can actually change. Instead, they're not going to run down Monster. I'm not surprised. I don't think I would after what happened last time. They've got a decent amount of utility as well, so they could set something up here just to at least get them that bomb plant, and then, well, they can work from there. Maybe some extra rifles, but there's already a sort of bait and switch. I like this. Rezu just going to hide behind the barrels. Use LS as pretty much just perfect bait. In fact, he's actually just going to play around this smoke.
But this is the thing I don't get. They go for the smoke play, Molotovs come down, and now they're in a really awkward spot, right? They have nothing to play with. They could have baited out smokes with just utility with just flashes, but instead now they're left with one single smoke on Cookie and a couple of flashes to go over. But CX are just, holding back, being baited with the utility, but it's still favouring them because they have more to play with. Now it's basically all on Cookie to get this job done. The smoke will be lining up. Going over onto the site, that's going to be the cross smoke for the bomb, and now the players are going to start to push in. They charge, try and make the play. It's LS and Link to strike first in the site. Neither of them fall. There's no deaths yet. Finally we'll see one, but complete whitewash there. It's going to be CEX picking it up and actually taking the series 2-0 in the semi-finals here of the ROG Masters UK qualifiers. What a map, Tom. What a map.